Hi, it's Wednesday, and that means it's time for another video edition of Widower Wednesday. I'm Abel Keogh, author of the book Dating a Widower, and today we are going to discuss widowers who feel guilty after starting to date or get into a serious relationship, and what, if anything, can be done about this guilt. The idea for this video comes from an email I received from a viewer, and thank you for letting me share this video. He's let me share this video with, or this video, this his question with everybody. So thank you for letting me do that. And the email goes like this. It says, Abel, I'm falling in love again with an amazing woman. However, I feel guilty about taking this step. Is it normal to feel guilt when starting a new relationship? And what, if anything, can I do about this? So what can I do about overcoming the guilt? So great question. It is something I get on a regular basis. And so the short answer to your question is yes, it's normal to feel guilty when you're first dating again or in a serious relationship. I don't necessarily view that as a red flag. I view it as a sign that we still love our late wives and we have a strong connection to them. When I first started dating again, my first 3, 4 dates, lots of guilt, lots of just, what am I doing here? Having strong feelings for Krista and, being out with a beautiful woman and just, trying to sort things out. Yeah, I felt guilt. So, again, nothing wrong with the guilt itself, but the issue is typically, does the guilt slowly fade away, or does it kind of, maybe even get worse or kind of stay the same? That's what you want to kind of look for. With most widowers that I talk to, the guilt slowly fades away. They kind of realize that I'm not doing anything wrong by pursuing another relationship, right? My late wife's dead. It's not like I'm, our vows were to death do us part. It's not like I'm cheating on her. So typically, in most cases, the guilt, they just keep dating, they stay in the relationship, the guilt slowly fades away. And what you want to look for is a progress, right? Is the guilt better? Is the guilt weaker today than it was yesterday, last week, last month, things like that. So I guess to your question is, what can you do about it? Well, my general advice is to, if you're new to dating or you're just started out in a relationship, is to just keep going forward, keep going out on dates, or just kind of pursue the relationship for a bit and just kind of watch that guilt index, I guess you can call it. And is the guilt slowly going away? As you kind of just embrace this a new life. The issue is, and I see this on occasion, it's not super common, but I do see it, is what happens if the guilt doesn't go away, right? The guilt's staying the same, it's not getting better, or in some cases it's getting worse. That's where maybe the red flag comes in. If you've been dating for a while and you're still feeling guilty, or you've been in a relationship for several months and the guilt is not getting better, really, if for those who are wondering, well, how do I fix it? There's not really one solution. If the guilt's not going away, it's kind of an individual thing. Some of you may just need to take a break from dating or from the relationship. Give yourself like a 90-day break just to kind of reassess things. Part of it could be not just guilt, but the fact that maybe you're not in the relationship with the right person. That's always something to consider. But generally, I think what I see most of the time is people give it kind of a 90-day break. They kind of reassess during those 90 days. Is this something I want to do? Am I ready for it? And, they decide at that point whether to continue dating or maybe give themselves some more time. Sometimes I see that counseling is needed, or beneficial maybe for grief or some other issues. Again, it doesn't, the guilt doesn't necessarily have to be grief related. It often is, but there could be other issues that are there that's causing the grief. A third option to consider is maybe that dating or a relationship isn't in your future. There are widowers out there who don't date and aren't in a relationship and they still have a happy life. So it's possible to consider that maybe the future just doesn't include dating or a relationship, and that's fine too. But again, it's kind of an individual thing. If you're watching this and maybe have some questions about your guilt or your situation specifically, you can feel free to schedule a coaching session with me. There's a link down in the description of this a video, and I can give you some personal insight and maybe some steps forward and some things that you can do. Now, I know that there are some women watching this, who are in a relationship with a widower who's feeling guilty, and they're like, well, what can I do? What is it that I can do to kind of fix this or whatever? I guess the first thing is don't take this guilt personally. His guilt has nothing to do with you. It's not like a personal thing. It really has to do with him being able to create that emotional separation from his previous life and his marriage with his wife. That's typically what it is. So again, don't feel like it's personal, or if it just kind of is what it is. But I think you need to remember that you can't fix him, right? You can't say something or do something that's going to magically take away the guilt that he's feeling. The only person that can do that is the widower. So don't feel like you have to, step in and go into Florence Nightingale mode here and try to heal them, because you can't do that. But I think it is also important that you stay strong, and if the guilt's not getting better, that you that if he's not willing to take a step back, that you take a step back from the relationship, give him space, or if needed, walk away from the relationship. But again, you have to remember, there's nothing you can really do to fix or heal him. It's up to him. And again, it's not a personal thing, but sometimes the best thing you can do is take a step back, and sometimes that's the kick in the butt they need to kind of just kind of evaluate where they're at, and if they need, how bad this guilt is and what they need to do personally to kind of overcome it. So anyway, that is my video about widowers and guilt. If you have questions, you can feel free to leave them in the comments below. Share your own stories, maybe about what's worked for you, or what hasn't worked for you. Please feel free to like this video, share this video, schedule a coaching session if you want. I'm happy to help you one-on-one and see how things go. I'm Abel Keogh, author of the book Dating a Widower, and I'll see you next Wednesday.